Welcome back to school. This is Intro to Coding, and we're going to be starting online classes on Monday. And if you read in the email that classes are optional, but what that means is that you can choose to take these classes online, or you can choose not to. If you choose to, you should get the grade for the assignments, which means at the end of the year you'll either receive a passing grade or a failing grade. And if you choose not to take the class, then you'll receive a failing grade. So if that's not what you want, then you definitely want to participate if possible. So the way that we're going to do this is it's all going to be revolving around Code Creative, and you'll be going to the daily milestone. On the daily milestone, you'll see here that there is a Google Meet link, and you'll click that, and that's going to be the classroom that I set up. Okay, so I'm going to turn off my camera and my microphone. I'm going to hit join now, and I'm the only one here, right? But if you look up here in the top right corner, what you can do is hit this button here, and that allows you to chat, and you could say I'm here, right? Or you might want to say like Daniel Lee is here, okay? And that way I can take roll and take care of those administrative duties on my side. And you might be wondering, well, how will we take care of questions, right? Well, the expectation is that you're going to be working on the daily milestones on your side. So the daily milestones, or the weekly milestone for this class, if I go to the daily schedule, is to be working on density. And some of you guys are working on density, some of you guys are working on Pong. There's people all over on the curriculum, all over in different places. So you'll just be working where you're at. And if you have a question, what you're going to do is look at this second bullet point, and depending on which period you're in, you'll go ahead and click on it, and you'll sign up for the earliest time. And so this is what I'm going to be using to deal with any issues, right? So you put a description of the issue, you'll put your last name and your first name, and then what I'm going to do is on Google Meet, I'm just going to be using this as a classroom, like a hub. This is going to be our classroom. But if I want to help you, like take your computer, talk to you individually, I'm not going to be using my microphone much here, if at all. I'm just going to be using it for the chat, right? And if I wanted to go ahead and control your computer and talk to you directly, then what I'm going to do is give you a link to a Zoom classroom. And here in the Zoom, I can take over your computer. I can show you my computer. And that way I can give you more direct instruction. And then once we're finished, then I'll close the Zoom meeting, and I'll come back to my spreadsheet and take care of my appointments here, right, of people who want to talk to me. And if there's nobody here, then I'll be working on what I'm working on my side. You guys will be working on what you're working on your side. And I'm going to be periodically checking this chat, right? And so if this spreadsheet is free and clear and everybody's just working, then you could be sitting here, you could say, Mr. Lee, I need help, right? And so then I will see if I could deal with you here, or give you a meeting link to a Zoom classroom so that we can deal with your problem individually. Right? So that's the way this class is going to run. And in order to run the class, you're going to need to have access to a laptop or a desktop computer. And you're going to need that because you need to download PyCharm. Right, so you have to go ahead and type in PyCharm download, and you'll click on this link here, which will give you professional or community option. Professional is a purchased piece of software. We don't want that. We want community. We want the free version. So go ahead and download that, install it, and if you have a Chromebook, then that is not possible, right? If you're working off of your cell phone, this is not possible. So if you have no access to anything but a Chromebook, which are available through the school, then you cannot participate in the class. So argue with your parents, fight over that one desktop that's in your house. I don't know, but any way you can, go ahead and try to get access to an actual computer. Download PyCharm. Once you do, you'll come over to here and you'll type in PyCharm.ce Community Edition. PyCharm is going to break open, and there might be some extra windows that pop up because it's going to be the first time you ever open it. Go ahead and close those windows, and what you want to do is download your files off of Google Drive or wherever it is you saved it before we exited the class on Friday or Thursday of last week, whichever day was your last day. And we want to put them in here, right? And so how do we put them in here? Well, you should be familiar with this. You go ahead and hit File. We're going to say New, and we're going to say Project. Whoa. No. What do we want to do? File. Okay, New Project. Right. And then we're going to title this Project Density or whatever it is you're working on and hit Create. Once you do that, well, maybe I could do that now. So let's just put here test. I'll hit Create, say OK. And here's my test folder. It is empty. So I need to actually make a file. So I'm going to right click and say New Python file. Not file. That's not going to work. Python file. Hit enter. And then I'm going to put in here density no.py. Okay, just put the word density, hit enter, and it's going to create that Python extension for you. And then you'll go ahead and copy and paste your code into here, or you could just get started if you haven't already started and begin coding, right? And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to say import pygame, and you're going to start coding, right? And if you do that and you just installed PyCharm, then this is going to be underlined red. All right. So what we need to do is install pygame. So what we're going to do is go over to PyCharm Community Edition, go to Preferences, come down to the project that you just created, click on Project Interpreter, and these are all the different modules that I have installed, a bunch. And the way you're going to install Pygame is you click on this plus button here. We're going to search for it, and it's right there. And hit install package. Okay, and so once you do that, then you'll hit you'll close that, you'll hit OK or apply, and then you'll come here. It'll have a loading bar as it's actually actualizing Pygame and connecting it to this file. And once it finishes up, then you can right click and say run density, and it should run fine. Okay, so that's what you need to do, and I suggest you do all of this like beforehand, right? Like when you receive this email, just get it all set up so that we can hit the ground running. And on Monday, we're going to be following this schedule here. And so I'll be at my computer from 8 to 9:30, and then from 10 to 11:30, and then from 12:30 to 2. So I'll be here unless maybe I'm going downstairs to grab something to eat, or maybe I wanted to take a walk outside, right? But for the most part, I'll be here during these times, and we're going to be using the spreadsheet, we're going to be using the chat in Google Meet, and we're going to be using the Zoom classrooms for direct instruction. And I look forward to seeing you all.